Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to the Cruise Amigos live from the MSC Seashore. And I'm on a cruise and I'm tickled pink and happy as a clam. And over there and that side, that's Nanook of the North John. It's 40 below zero and 9 feet of snow. And then, down here, so down that way, that's Amigo Martin. He's over there in Manchester, England. And I'm on the boat. So
on the boat. He's on
guys?
the boat.
Whoa. Hang on a minute. Can I just get this out now?
Yes.
Right. Don't you owe me some money, John? Didn't we have a bet that Chillie wouldn't make it onto the boat, and he's now been on 2 boats?
Okay, so how much was the bet for?
I don't know. Should we go $1?
$1. Okay. I completely owe it to you.
Should we go double or quits if he gets on the third one?
Yeah. Actually, how about a $3 bill? I've got some $3 bills I could send you.
I'm so glad you're on, Chillie, and you look like you've had an amazing time this last week. And
I really have. The freedom of the seas, I fell in love with. Absolutely fell in love with freedom of the seas. Almost everything about it was perfect. From start to finish. There were some issues with MSC and the seaside on procedures for handicapped folks.
Okay.
That I had to walk a whole lot more than I had any business walking before I could actually get hooked up with first with a wheelchair. Then they got the wheelchair through all the embarkation procedures. That was fine. Going through all the nasty stuff and getting the test and all that was a piece of cake. But I had to walk about close to 100 yards from where the Uber driver had to let me off, and they checked my bag there. I had to walk about 100 yards to the door of the terminal. Once I got in that door, the first person that was inside the door, I said, dude, I need a wheelchair. Oh, have it here in 2 seconds. And they did. So then I got up through all the check-in and the testing and all that stuff with the wheelchair.
Okay.
Up the gangway and onto the boat. That was fine. But it's 2 hours before the damn rooms are ready. So they parked me in a bar. At least it was in a bar. They parked me in a bar. They have my brand of bourbon of all things. They have my Elijah Craig on this boat.
So you got an adult beverage?
I've had several adult beverages sitting there. And then when this was the clinker of the whole thing, when they finally announced that the cabins were ready, you can go to your staterooms. There's no sign of the wheelchair dude or anybody from that port. So I grabbed the first officialdom person I could find, and I said, hey, I'm supposed to have wheelchair service to my cabin to get my scooter. And he says, well, wait a minute. Let me see what can I find out. So he gets on his phone and he says, oh, no. He says, they bring you to here, and then you have to get to the stateroom. I said, I can't walk, dude. I said, 20, 30 feet, and I'm going to pass out. I can't walk. Sorry, you have to get to the cabin to get your scooter.
Oh, so, okay. That was good.
I addressed that this morning, first thing, with customer service. I got the customer service manager. Straight through 3 clerks to the top. And he actually took notes. He says, that procedure is not right. I said, yeah, tell me about it. So anyway, as it turned out, it was only about, I don't know, I'm going to guess here, 20, 25 yards from where I was sitting in the bar to the elevator. And I had the walker, but I had my bags and stuff, not my carry-on stuff and my portable oxygen unit. So, and I had the walker. So, if I needed to, I could stop and sit down and rest and breathe some oxygen. And then once the elevator took me to the 15th floor, it ended up, it's maybe, I'm going to guess 30 yards to my cabin. I mean, I'm reasonably close to the elevator. So yeah, it wasn't the end of the world. But when you added the three together, that was a hell of a lot of walking for somebody that can only walk about 30 feet. So that part of it was bad. And it's not all the fault of MSCs, because I've had the same issues before with other cruise lines that won't, when the ports will not allow Scooter Round to deliver the scooter curbside. For whatever reason, the ports won't allow that, and they just totally ignore the fact that somebody renting a scooter is mobility challenged to start with. So those are issues to continue working on. So
they should have at least took you to your cabin to get your scooters, even if your room wasn't ready, to like come back out again so you could start to enjoy your cruise.
Yeah. Well, exactly what I said. The same thing happened with Royal Caribbean, although Royal Caribbean, I had to sit around and wait, which was mostly my fault because I got there too damn early. But once they opened, said the cabins were ready, I gave a high sign and a guy comes over and immediately gets me in a wheelchair and, took me right straight to the cabin. So Royal Caribbean did it right. MSC did not. And, the last time I was on Carnival, they did not. Holland America did not. So this is issue that's been up, has happened in the past. So
it's something that needs to definitely be brought up with the cruise lines. Then definitely if you've got those scooters being brought on, the people need to be able to be taken to the rooms to get them. It's definitely something that needs bringing up with the majority of cruise lines.
Why the hell can't you pick them up in the terminal? That makes no sense to me.
I don't know. Maybe it's security that they've delivered it to that cabin for you because you're not physically there when they may deliver it, because it could be early morning. At least
he could have a code or something. To me, why wouldn't they meet you at the curb? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they have a little door of room and they would, you come up and you say, I'm, customer 1279A, and they go and get his machine right then.
Well,
suggestions we can maybe all make.
Something that I'm going to continue working on, folks. And admittedly, a lot of you guys are, you can walk 55 miles to get on a boat. But as big as the Seashore is, man, that had to be one hell of a hike that those people had to take. 40 years ago, I could walk that far too. But at my age and with all my mobility issues, it ain't going to happen. So I think the ports, the terminals, they all need to get together. And in the U.S., there's laws now that if somebody really wanted to screw with them, they could be fined for not making the access to the cruise accessible. But
when does the law stop? Like in Miami, when does the law stop? Is the ship under American law as long as it's in the port?
That's a question, and I'm not entirely sure. Yeah.
Does it stop at the gangplank? Because like the people on the boat can't come off the ship because they don't have, the right papers and stuff to come off the ship to come and get you, etc. So we need to find the demarcation lines?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go back, Chillie. Is the rumor true that you were actually in Miami for Freedom of the Seas, sat on the dockside before the ship actually docked off its last cruise? These are the rumors I'm hearing, that you were there that early.
Pretty close.
He watched it pull into port practically.
I met most of the people that were on the previous cruise.
Wow.
We chatted about what a wonderful time they had while I'm sitting there in 38-degree weather waiting to get on the boat. because they won't let you in the building until after all the people are gone from the one before.
Gee.
So
I've
yeah,
got
that
no
was pretty close
sympathy.
to the truth. Yeah, pretty close.
I've got no sympathy that you were sat there waiting to get on a cruise. Because you guys had no sympathy when I was going on cruises last year.
Hell no, we
Of course
didn't.
not. Of course we wouldn't.
No, I got no, and I've said all along, this was my stupid fault. You know, trying to save a penny, which was stupid. I should have flown in the night before. My hotel that I stayed at was just lovely, you know, and it didn't break me. It was, I mean, nothing in Miami's cheap, but you know, it was what $169 a night or something. And at least it wasn't $600 like some of my.
You know, that's Chillie sitting in one bar one night. So I mean, you know, that's not a consideration really. So
Chillie's
anyway,
top tip. Chillie's top tip is book the night before. Don't go to the don't try and save a few bucks by
do not fly in on the day of the cruise. Hell no. Especially if you've got issues with standing around for hours before you can do anything. Oh, I write that one up as my fault. That was just totally my fault. When I went from the hotel over here, I was from the hotel to the MSC terminal. It took me like 10 minutes. You know, I was 15 minutes from my room, and I was inside the terminal when I finally got to the wheelchair. So, yeah, so I didn't, that way got rid of all that waiting that I did for being too early the week before. So. Now, the other interesting thing that I have had so many people complain and question and all this about MSC food. Oh, I'm sorry. You're just not going to like the European style food because it's different than you're not. And I'm worried that you're not going to like that. You know. Now, admittedly, I haven't had a whole bunch of meals yet, but now I had what I finally got the scooter yesterday. I went up to the buffet and I had a little roast beef and a little mashed potatoes and gravy because it looked good and it was good. I may have had an adult beverage. I may not. But I may have.
Just the one.
I went to dinner last night in the main dining room. It was absolutely lovely all the way through. I went to the buffet this morning for breakfast. And it was pretty much a typical cruise buffet, which I like breakfast buffets on cruises. Always have.
But
the potatoes, especially with the scrambled eggs and the bacon and the sausage and all that stuff. But I don't know what kind of spicings they put in the potatoes, but they were just yummy.
Mm-hmm.
And so they didn't have my eggs Benedict. Well, you know, Royal Caribbean didn't have eggs Benedict in the buffet. You had to go to the main dining room for breakfast to get eggs Benedict. So I did that 2 of the 4 days because I'm an eggs Benedict junkie. So my waiter, when he went to get my orange juice, fresh orange juice, of course, and a cup of coffee after I sat down at the table, and he gave me my plates and everything because they got 19 people trying to help me to get a scrambled eggs and bacon. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of help they give you. So I'm at the table. I got my food. The dude runs to get me coffee and orange juice, and he comes back in about 3 or 4 minutes. And I said, a question for you. I said, do you guys ever have eggs Benedict here in the buffet, or do I need to go to the main dining room? Do they have it in the main dining room menu? He says, I'm not sure, but let me go check. I said, okay. I mean, I can understand that. He doesn't know the menu necessarily. He's a waiter, you know, in the buffet. 2 minutes later, here he comes with a platter of eggs Benedict. Here you go, sir. I said, well, I guess they do have eggs Benedict here, don't they? He said, oh, yeah. No, all I got to do is ask. So I had a big buffet breakfast on an eggs Benedict on top of it.
The orange juice was so fresh that it slapped him in the face when they set it down.
It did.
Oh, so what you got on? Was it this morning or was it yesterday you got on?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah,
So
this is day 2.
I've got a question for you. You've been on board 24 hours now. First impressions. Couple of three words. First impressions.
Of Seashore?
Yeah.
Awesome ship.
That's 2 words already. You
Great
already used 2 words.
staff.
Count that as one. Count that as one.
That's
Awesome.
4 words.
Great food. I got nothing. I mean, yeah, I had issues getting on, but other than that, man, it's awesome.
Is this your first MSC experience then?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic! And to have
Next
that
week
impression,
will be my second. 3
Well,
weeks
that-
from now will be my third, and then December 11th will be my fourth, unless I book another MSC between now and then.
Well, it's good that you've got that experience. You've experienced it, and you're saying those words already. Because I'd never experienced MSC apart from a day visit until last year when we did Virtuosa, and I thought the ship was Virtuosa was very celebrity-esque. So this, just the style of the ship and the feel of it. And I was a bit like you, Chillie. It's like people saying, "Oh, it's European food. You might not like it." And you know what? I loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
Sing the praises. They're absolutely amazing.
I am totally comfortable with MSC. And quite frankly, John found a couple really bargains that he pointed out to me, which I already been looking at a couple other ones because these were just dynamite pricing for a solo traveler.
I haven't had a look at.
All 3 of mine were booked with no single supplement, none, 0. You
Amazing.
paid 1 up. That was it.
And I've just
so
put an
no-
amazing deal out on that on MSC Virtuosa.
Yeah.
This is based on 2. I haven't had a look at the solo because we've got a group on it. Inside cabin, £697, all inclusive, 7 nights Norwegian fjords. How amazing is that? £697. John's just tapping away in dollars. Come on, John, mathematician.
What I was actually answering a different question somebody was asking, but what did you pay?
Well, £697, 7 nights Norwegian fjords on the
That's
MSC
$1,000 bucks.
Virtuosa.
It's 30% right now, give or take. So that's
About
$1,000.
$1,000, but that's all inclusive with your gratuities included.
With gratuities included. That's a wonderful price.
There's there's some bargains to be had, but I think they're going to change soon. They're going to miss it. They're going to disappear very, very quickly. Now the world is starting to open up again. But I'm quizzing Chillie now. It's my turn to quiz Chillie, because you quizzed me when I was on the ships. So in comparison to Royal Caribbean, Freedom of the Seas, what would you rate them? The same? MSC higher, lower?
Boy, I'd rate them pretty comparable.
Okay, good.
I have had no critical issues with either. And the issues I had, like mobility issues, are just found on all cruise ships, like swimming pools and hot tubs. They have never come up with a sensible way of handling accessibility. Why they think you got to put steps. Well, people in wheelchairs, especially those that are more severely challenged than I am, can't go up and down steps. Put a damn ramp in, people. You can do that in a restaurant. Why can't you do that in a swimming pool or a hot tub?
Or even a
So
movable
their
one.
excuse is, and they're all the same. This is not MSC or Royal Caribbean. They have the lift chairs. And they say, oh, all you have to do is ask one of the lifeguards, and they'll go get a lift chair and they'll take care of it. The problem with that is, let's picture my big fat ass. Excuse my French. Okay. I'm sitting there on my scooter, and I'm a big fat. I know a lot of you guys don't know this, but I'm a big fat guy. Okay.
Rotund.
They come over with this lift chair, right? and they strap me on to however it works. And then somebody's got to crank my fat butt up in the air and take me from where my scooter is over across the steps and drop me back down in the damn pool or the hot tub. From my standpoint, that would be quite embarrassing. Now, I'm not embarrassed by the fact that I have a mobility challenge and have a disability. But hell, let's not broadcast it to everybody on the damn boat. They're trying to get in a wheelchair. Get in a hot tub. And let's take like my friend that's way more severely handicapped than I am and loves to travel. Is permanently in a chair and he can't stand up at all.
Right.
Okay. That would mortify him. Just because somebody has a disability doesn't mean they don't have some pride, people. And I think it's the inaccessibility around pools and hot tubs is almost consistent. I've seen on 2 ships now, I've seen one pool that had 1 ramp. And out of what, 8, 9 pools and probably 30 hot tubs, that was it. 1 pool, 1 ramp.
Maybe, as they build these new ships, they need to look at that and maybe, they have ramp, even if the ramp's just at one side and get locked into place for you to use and, it's a bit lower. And then maybe the hot tub, maybe one of the hot tubs, rather than being up high, they have one that's a bit lower that's got a little ramp for, mobility challenge people to get in. It's not hard to do that in the design of the ship, is it?
It wouldn't be. And even you could adjust some of them that are there now relatively inexpensively. Take one, because they usually have wraparound stairs on both sides of these hot tubs. Okay. So take one of them and take the steps out and put a ramp.
I suppose it could be quite steep though, couldn't it? The ramp on the ones we've got
now,
they are quite high.
Even better if it was lower. Take one of the lower down ones, but still, yeah, it could be done.
Well, maybe
other than that, most places, most ships, the dining rooms, the bars are all as accessible as it can get. None of them are good for scooters because you can't go under the table with a scooter. Okay. Again, because I can walk a little bit, it's easy for me to park my scooter and walk a little bit to the table.
Yeah.
And sit at a table like a normal person. As opposed to like when I was at the buffet this morning, the guy wanted to take the chair away and me to sit like perpendicular to the table so that I've got to turn to eat or pick up my plate this way to eat and put it back down. So, it's easier for me to get up and walk a little bit to sit in a chair. Again, somebody that's severely handicapped or somebody that's, more mobility challenged than I am, they got to put up with some not the best ways in the world to eat because they just don't have tables that are suitable especially for scooters. Wheelchairs, some of the wheelchairs can get under a table, so it's not bad. But yeah, that's every place. Cool. All in all, back to your normal question, since I've gone off on a tangent. You can't imagine me on a tangent. Oh,
come back, Chillie. Come back.
Yeah, I'd rate them pretty close to equal at this point. Yeah.
Cool. What about the entertainment on, Royal Caribbean entertainment is out this world and MSC is something totally different. You can't compare the two, but what have you seen so far and what did you like? Sorry, John, I'm taking over the show. You sit there stroking your pussy. That'll be fine.
I have not actually taken part in entertainment at all. I haven't had the time. Remember the 4 days on Royal Caribbean on the Freedom of the Seas, I was dealing with the reporter from the New York Times. So we put in a lot of time as opposed to going to shows and things. And last night, my first night on the seashore, man, I was whipped. I did a little live stream last night just to test it out to see what would happen. Make sure I had a decent signal. And I was done. I didn't want to leave the room. So one of the things I am finding about this, folks, and I admit this wholeheartedly, if there's a drawback to what I'm doing and the way I'm running my life right now, it's that I can't do what I used to do. I'm getting fatigued a lot more than I ever have in the past. That doesn't mean that I'm going to change a thing, because hopefully the more I do these cruises, I'll get more strength back when I have to walk 30 miles. But yeah, I'm definitely, I'm feeling the fatigue much more now than I ever have. So I go to bed. I would do that at home too. All I got to do is go get. And then I end up getting up in the middle of the night and start working again. So, which I did this morning too. I was up, I don't know, 4:30, like always.
Kudos to you for what you're doing. I mean, doing 3 cruises back to back is it's madness. I mean, we did the back to back. We did the trade wind voyages followed by Anthem of the Seas with the one night in between in Southampton. Wow, that killed us. We had 2 suitcases, one for one cruise, one for the other, and just swap things over. And that was tiring enough. And that was like just over a week. I think we did 9 days. And we were exhausted by the end of it. So kudos to you for doing what are we on? Is it 10 days in total on the ship with 2 days in between?
I'm on, let's see, 14, 18 crew days, 3 hotel days, 21 days total.
Jeez.
Now, I'll tell you what's the bugaboo on this one is no, not my drinking. That's not the bugaboo. It's the damn weather. I'm packing for some warm clothes, but I'm not packing to have the days that doesn't get out of 30 degrees and 40 degrees. It's cold. So I'm gonna end up I've found the laundry bag and the laundry list to fill out. I've got my warm clothes that I've been through now. I'm going to have them laundered for the rest of this cruise. And I'm supposed to warm up tomorrow. So
you know what you'll have to do? You'll have to get a lovely MSC Seaside jacket from the MSC boutiques.
Well, the problem with that
is I'm
maxed out what I can carry, because I was going to be gone so long. I mean, I was stuffed. I had to take crap out of my suitcase because I couldn't get it closed. It's not a suitcase. You can see the damn thing over there behind me, over there on the bed, the blue thing. It's that's my suitcase. That's what I put all my crap in. And then got my carry-ons. I got my drug bag, and I got my computer bag my computer and the cameras and wires and chargers and all that crap go into. And I got my portable oxygen unit. So I got 3 carry-ons, and I got that thing. And that's good for the 21 days. Except
so you've got excessive
here is dirty already.
What you want to do as soon as you get on each ship is send your laundry down on the same day service so that you get it back later that night and you're done.
So that's something that I have never done on a cruise.
But I would have thought that you'd have checked. A lot of hotels have a couple of washers and dryers down on the end of the hall. You didn't check for that.
Well, I did. There was a perfectly good reason for that, John.
You don't wash on
I
holiday.
got into the motel yesterday. Motel was a hotel.
2 days ago.
Regency Miami Airport Regency, whatever the hell it's named.
Yeah.
Hyatt Regency, was it?
Okay. And again, because disembarking on Royal Caribbean was so smooth, I literally was at the hotel in Miami 10 minutes after I was supposed to leave the ship.
Right. Yep.
I mean, it just went, everything went 10 to 15 minutes early all the way through. So I get to the hotel at like, 9 o'clock in the morning. Well, hotel rooms aren't supposed to have rooms ready yet. You know that. People don't check out till noon. I get to the hotel and I go up to the desk. I said, I realize I'm way early. Would you mind if I just park it someplace to sit down and, till time for my room? He says, oh, hell, I got you back. Your room's ready.
Nice people.
I said, oh, okay.
Wow.
And I am
So I
on the
guess the
site,
room
and it
I-
says they have not only daily housekeeping, dry cleaning services, but laundry facilities.
Well,
So when you get there now on the next break, you could go do a whole load of your, smaller items and be all clean and fresh for the third cruise. The third cruise.
yeah, well, maybe I will. But see, then what happened is because I got to the room early and I went upstairs and I worked a while and I did my show. I do an 11 o'clock show.
Hmm.
And we did that, right? And then I says, well, after I finished processing the show, I said, I'm getting a little hungry now. I had breakfast early. I said, I'm going to go down to the restaurant and have lunch. So I'll go down to the restaurant and the sign says closed. I said, what? What do you mean the restaurant's closed? Oh, no. Don't worry, sir. It's not. We're shorthanded. So we moved the restaurant over to the bar.
More adult beverages.
I said, okay. So I went to the bar. Well, now, if I'm in a bar to get something to eat, guess what else I'm going to do?
You're going to partake in an adult beverage, aren't you, Chillie? Because it'd be rude not to.
Because I had this neat bartender from Cuba that was cute as a button and I enjoyed talking to her. I sat there and had several adult beverages and we talked about Cuba. That's why I didn't go find washers and dryers and crap to wash clothes.
Sounds like the Wizard of Oz. Washers and dryers and more. Oh no. Washers and dryers and more. Oh no.
Jeez. Oh, it's madness, absolute madness. So, Chillie, John, have you got any questions for Chillie instead of me taking over the whole
no,
show?
because I've been doing the show every day with him, you see. So this is great. You just go right on. It's so fun.
All right, then I'll just push you out the side there, John, for a minute.
Yeah, it's the story of my life.
Oh no, we'd never do that to you. Shh. So, Chillie, what kind of room have you got? You said you got an accessible. Is it are you inside or just an inside?
I didn't ask. I paid no attention when I booked. I don't mind inside cabins. I mean, obviously, I prefer an ocean view or a balcony. I didn't care when I found out that I could actually start booking on boats. I didn't give a damn where I was. Didn't even know until I walked in the door what kind of room it was going to be. It's an interior. I was in an interior on Freedom too. The room on Freedom was a little bigger than this. This has 2 single beds. Freedom had the big queen size bed. That room was a little bigger, but the main thing, I don't care about anything. And let me take that back. I didn't care about anything except the width of the door so I could get my scooter in and out. That's the main thing. I told them up front, I don't care about anything else in the room. Now that I've been in one and found out, a shower seat is mandatory now for you. Yeah, I gotta have
live and learn.
I gotta have
because that's where he puts his drinks when he's showering.
Well, it's that's what goes in the soap dish, isn't it? That where
Adult beverage in the
Yeah, but
shower.
they're always tippy. I mean, the soap dishes are always tippy. They're always got a
Well, if
rounded
it tips
bottom.
in the right direction, who cares?
Well, yeah, but that's a 50-50 shot on the seat. You can line them up. You can order 3 ahead, and you can have a nice hot shower and enjoy your adult beverage at the same time. You see, as he's doing right now.
Now you see what you do is how you get over that is like in Royal Caribbean. If you buy a drinks package, you get the sippy cups, don't you? You have your sippy cup in there, so if it falls over, it doesn't spill.
Yeah.
Fill that up with gin and tonic, sir, and I'll be happy for the next
Not
hour.
only that, you can wash anything sticky off the side of your cup. I mean, in case it's spilled, the pina colada spilled a little bit, you can just hold it up under the shower and rinse it off. And
Exactly. It's got the little flick lid to close it off. You're sorted.
yeah. What
I
if you
do
could put
have
a
a drink
pizza in there?
package here.
You what?
I have a drink package here
Okay.
that I did not have on Royal Caribbean.
And are they honoring it without? I mean, you drink a certain kind of bourbon. Do they just do it, no question, and no? Are they telling you, well, you've had 14 and that's kind of your limit? Or I mean, nothing. They're just real friendly.
No, I just flash my card.
So, I've got a question then.
I mean, let's face it, folks. My Elijah Craig is not cheap bourbon.
No, definitely
I mean,
not.
But it
that
is
may
in the
not be
regular
the
drinks
most
package,
premium,
right?
but
It's
pretty
not
stout.
premium. It's in the regular package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you
it's
got
neat.
the premium extra package then, Chillie, included in your price?
No, I mean I didn't
No?
pay for it because I'm not paying $99 a day or some ridiculous. I don't drink that much anymore.
Right, because over here we've got some promotions where you get the drinks package included, and you have an easy package, which is any drink up to €6 or $6. Then you have the Easy Plus, which is anything up to I think $10 and €10, and then you have the Premium Extra, which is anything up to $13, €13
Mine's plus on MSC.
plus.
If
Okay,
I order something that's over $10 or $11, then I'd have to pay for the difference.
right. That's good to know because I mean a lot of people want to know about the package, but yeah, some of them are included. But I think the Premium Plus one is the higher one. I think for a week it's £327 or something, whatever that works out. I'm going to do a John moment. Hang on.
$500.
But on NCL,
£45.
you might get the free drinks package on a transatlantic, but the tax on it is over $200. You have to pay the tax.
Yeah, we don't
And
do it.
then some of them
like
you have to pay double. You have to pay for 2 people in a cabin.
Well, I've never had that issue.
No, never had
Yeah.
that. No,
Another thing, folks, this is a bottle of water.
that looks like a bottle of
It's
gin.
not
I think it's gin. I think it's a bottle of gin, really.
No, it's Panna Aqua from Tuscany.
From
Oh.
Tuscany, no less.
Kosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Under the Tuscan sun.
Jeez. So no, I mean the drinks package. I mean we don't over here. It's just a price inclusive. It's £45 or it's £60, and that's it, including your tax.
And they don't
have to
hit you
separate it out.
for like tips and service or anything on the drinks package that you get for free.
No,
See,
that's all
that's
included. So
See,
you don't
that's
have to pay
Norwegian's
anything on
trick
top.
is that they'll give you the drinks package as a part of your sailing promotion, but you still got to pay the tax on it.
Not over here. No, it doesn't
And
work
the tax
like that.
and service, 20% service. So
Not what I know. Well, I never
that-
pay any extra
everything
tips
that
on
I've
top.
seen so far between Freedom and MSC is 18% automatically added on.
yeah,
Mm.
but so for
The
me,
hotel was 18% added on too.
I don't even on my last transatlantic, I didn't even drink I didn't have a drinks package, but I didn't even drink the cost of the tax. I ordered 1 beer and 1 bottle of wine in 15 days.
Wow.
So
I'd have had that in probably 2-3 hours of being on board.
well, but you're younger. But hey, dude, take me to the 43-year-old John and let's go on a cruise together. But
I'm in. Come on, John, let's go.
yeah,
Chillie, we're off.
but you'll find that as you get a little older, all of a sudden, this even $20 of tax a day on $100 booze package. It's like, I'm not going to drink $20 in a day. It's just not my thing anymore. So,
Well, if it was only $20 a day, I would do that because I could see me doing $20 a day.
Hey, totally understand.
If I work on my vegetable level, especially because I got to have my Bloody Mary in the morning, and if I have another cocktail during the day, hell, that's going to eat up almost all of $20 right there.
That's right. Oh, if you are, when I used to drink and cruise, it started out with your Bloody Mary for breakfast about 10 o'clock. And then at noon we had a couple of mimosas. And then in the afternoon we had, because it's the afternoon, we had a cocktail. And then we always had a couple drinks before we went down to dinner. And then it was about 3 glasses of wine at dinner. And then there was probably 2 to 3, nighttime drinks. And then we always ended the night with a limoncello. Yeah. Just always had to have a limoncello before we went back to the room. And so you add that all up, and the package was a good deal.
Did you remember where your cruise was going?
Because of the quantity of alcohol, you mean, or
yeah,
is that what you're? Yeah, I always knew where we were going. Matter of fact, I have that ability, you guys. When I'm flying around in private planes here, and I've fortunately been really lucky to fly with a lot of people, like between here in Minneapolis or here in Sioux Falls, and I have this gift that in my mind, I just know where we are. And I have won so many bets, like on cruise ships, that I'll just tell people I can go to the map and I can point to exactly where we are right now on the map and be within an inch. And people just, they can't fathom that. But I've just, when I'm in small planes, I'll go, the next water tower that's going to come up is going to be Sleepy Eye, Minnesota. And the pilot, my friend, he's got the map. This is before all electronics, but he's got a map on his leg and he can't take his finger off of where he is as he's moving forward, because by God, we'd be lost in 2 minutes, And it's like, I just have this, my brain has some kind of GPS in it that lets me know where I am. So
John has his own internal sat nav.
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
And that's the truth.
I do.
Jeez.
So I have no problem with that. And the amount of alcohol, Chillie, there's been many tests run, and it seems to not be alcohol affected. So
do you know what I'll say though, is when you're on a cruise, when you're drinking, you can never get drunk. You can never get drunk.
I've never noticed that. That's correct. That's right.
Yeah. You can
now they never let me drive the ship, so I never actually did a drink drive test. Like, okay, pull her into port and back up to the dock. They never had me do that test, so I don't know. But that's right.
We worked out for drinks. If you want to work out, is a drinks package worth doing? 8 to 10 drinks at about $7-8 is about where you break even.
Okay.
So if you think, like you say, a couple of drinks before dinner, 2 glasses of wine, a couple of drinks in the show, you're up to 6 drinks there straight away.
That's
without
right. And then you got to have a limoncello.
Cocktail.
And remember, we had a Bloody Mary for breakfast and 2 mimosas at lunch. So we're way over the.
Yeah,
it would definitely be advantageous. Yeah.
We have a bet when we get on board, and we want to break even on the whole drinks package for the week by day 2, halfway through end of day 2 or halfway through day 3, and then everything else is a bonus.
That's right.
So we have been talking for 43 minutes.
Monkeys are with us. Hi, guys.
Yeah, they've been on most of the show. Thank you,
Nikki. Where are you, Nikki? You're still out in the boat, right? She's been in the South
Sonny
Pacific
wants to know what your favorite drink is, Chillie, and separate from your Hemingway bourbon or whatever it is you drink.
It's not Hemingway. It's Elijah Craig.
But I want to give it a little clap.
Hemingway didn't drink bourbon. He drank rum.
I did not know that. Okay. All right.
Yes. Hey, Ernest Hemingway was a big rummy.
Okay.
Can I suggest something? I don't know whether you'll get it on MSC, but I know you would have got on Royal Caribbean, or Royal Caribbean as we call it over this side of the pond. It's like tomato and tomato, but we won't go there and argue. But try a Kraken colada.
A Kraken colada. So it's pina colada. So I'm guessing it's got coconut in it.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
crazy.
Kraken is a kind of rum, right? There's
Yeah.
a rum. Okay, so I'm all right.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to put some crack in it.
No,
No.
Kraken. You Kraken rum in a
Kraken
colada.
colada.
Yeah. Oh my God. It is absolutely the bee's knees. It is
Yeah.
amazing. So if you can get hold of one of them, try one, Chillie. You'll
Okay.
thank me later.
Chillie, you don't remember the movie Release the Kraken? You don't remember that from a movie? That was a famous line in, I can't think of the name of the movie, but it was Release the Kraken. It was a big monster. And on the bottle of the Kraken rum is a picture of that monster because it turns us all into not that monster.
All right. To answer Sonny's question, my favorite drink, of course, if I go favorite drink outside of Elijah Craig bourbon and Diet Coke, which is the way I drink it. Ooh, that's a tough one. I like pina coladas. I do that on a regular basis.
But not on NCL. You will not like them on NCL. They're crap. They come in 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah, no. I like my Bloody Marys on most cruise ships. I never have one at home. Never. Katie had me have that Coco Loco thing when I was on Coco K the other day. That was pretty good. That's the first time I've done that.
Do you have a cruise drink, Chillie? And John, the same kind of question to you. Do you have one drink that you always have on a cruise that you never have anywhere else, that you know once you've had it, I'm cruising?
Mine would be a pina colada.
And mine is limoncello. I mean, I don't ever drink limoncello at home. Matter of fact, we bought a bottle here a year or two ago, and it didn't really taste that good. But by God, at the end of a meal or at the end of a night on a cruise ship, to me, it is just like honey. It's like this magic elixir, and I share it with my. I say, "Oh, you got to have a limoncello." I've sold more limoncello for NCL cruises than I think that they've done bunker fuel. And I mean, but. Yeah, when I drink it here at home, it's like not that great. I mean, it's like,
Yeah,
so.
ours is Frangelico. I don't know if you've ever had a Frangelico.
That's a hazelnut. That's hazelnut.
Yeah, the bottle looks like a monk with a little robe on it, and that is ours. I suspect that is our go-to drink. End of a night, before bed, in a hot chocolate.
Sure.
Really good.
Yeah.
Another thing that I'm going to have to put on my to-do list, guys, since I have now, I'm feeling more and more comfortable on MSC. Now, who knows? Cruise 2, 3, and 4. John, what happened to John?
No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
There's some TAs on MSC ships, not the ones that we get in the States, but other ships like from South America to Rome or Barcelona. Or that might be a temptation for me.
Well, the best one that I found goes to all the little islands. You get on it in San Martin, and it's 21 days, and you end up in Genoa, or right where France meets Italy, right in that little thing there where France meets Italy.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a port there.
That'll probably be MSC Orchestra that's doing that, I think.
No, it's not the orchestra, because I've been on the orchestra. No, it was a Seashore.
On Seashore?
Not the seaside, but the Seashore. Or which one are you on?
Me?
Yeah.
Seashore.
What are you going? Then it's the seaside. It's the opposite one that he's on. But that looked like, and it was under $1,000. It was like $668 for 21 days.
Man, some of the transatlantic prices are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Especially the ones coming from like Rio and places like that. You just look and you're like, I so wish I was retired, so I could do them, because it'd be absolutely amazing. Get a few days over in Rio, Copacabana Beach, give it a good, and then
you guys do know that I have a very good friend whose father was the mayor of Salvador, Brazil, which is a 4 million person town south of Rio. I think it's south of Rio, and just begging for us to come and be their guests. They have an ocean cruising boat that we can just go out and do month-long ocean cruises on their own boat.
That has a ring to it, doesn't it, Chillie? The Cruise Amigos live from Salvador.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Hang on. I'm just booking the flights now, guys. We're on
No
our way.
kidding.
and
I'm
there's a
ready
good
to
chance
jump.
that his brother-in-law, it would be his wife's way younger brother, is going to be my guest next year as a foreign exchange student. We're trying to put that together now if we can beat the COVID thing. And he was here as a foreign exchange student like 15 years ago. And he now wants his wife's way younger brother to have the same experience. He and his wife are both lawyers now in a town outside of Salvador. So, hey, you guys, if we get over there, I'm telling you, first class, we'll be taken care of. First class, front to back.
Stop, John. Stop. You're tempting me so much. So have we got any questions anyway? We better let John do something, haven't we? Because John,
No.
Chillie, you've been chatting. I've been quizzing you. I think John should ask any questions that have come in that we need to answer.
Well, yeah,
Otherwise,
okay.
he's gonna
Well,
feel
but
left out.
let's look at the. Well, I never feel left out. I am my own happiness. But some of the things Nikki is mentioning a Rob Roy, and I think that's made. Is that made with whiskey? I think a Rob Roy is made
It is,
with whiskey and sugar, if I remember right.
Yes.
Don't go started on beats.
Yeah. Then Katie is mentioning a chocolate martini, and I got to tell you, Katie, I like my chocolate syrupy to solid. I do not like it when it's thinned out like with vodka or gin or anything. That doesn't do it for me. But it's okay if it does it for you. Nikki said it was the Clash of the Titans, and you're right, Nikki. And I saw that on Fremont Street, about a mile from downtown Las Vegas. Fremont Street keeps going. That's the downtown street where the Golden Nugget and the Four Queens and everything is. But it keeps going. And I saw Clash of the Titans at an old theater in Las Vegas, probably in 1983 or so. That's way in the Wayback Machine.
Jeez.
So,
By the way, I've never asked you, what year did you go to Las Vegas?
I left here and went to Los Angeles in about September of 79, and then looking for a radio job. And there was a job up in Bakersfield, California. Bakersfield is like in the middle of the flat farming area of California. Kitty. No, oh, this is not going to go well. I don't have everything tied down here yet on my new table. Anyway, and I came back, and it was owned by Gene Autry. The radio station was owned by Gene Autry, if you remember him, the singing cowboy.
Sure.
And I instantly got a job as the farm director because of my history and everything. And I came back and I told my friend Bob, well, I'm going to Bakersfield, California. Well, Bob referred to Bakersfield. Let's see, if San Luis Obispo is the armpit of the world, you can imagine what part of the body Bakersfield might be. And Bob said, there is no way in HE double toothpicks that you are going to Bakersfield, California. So we went to Las Vegas for the weekend in his plane. He had 4 planes, I think, at the time. And we flew up there in 6.5 Kilo and spent the weekend up at the Fisher Space Pen factory, where they have a dormitory that used to sleep a bunch of people. But we stayed there for the weekend. And while I was there was an ad in the paper looking for a midnight person on KDWN radio. And Bob says, you got to go and apply for that. I'm going, Bob, I'm new in this business. I'm a kid. I don't know how to, they're not going to hire me. And he just really got on my case. He sends me down there. 2 hours later, I come back and I've got the job. Because the guy just liked people from Minnesota. AJ Williams owned the station. He's now passed on. And he just liked, good, honest farm boys from Minnesota. And
so when you got to Vegas, was there still traffic on Fremont Street?
Oh, yes, it did not have the cover on it. And KDWN was in the Union Plaza Hotel at the end of Fremont Street. And my studio windows looked right down Fremont Street. I did midnight to 5 a.m, looking down Fremont Street as a talk show. And we covered the 14 Western states and the entire Pacific Rim. So I had calls all the way around to Singapore and Hong Kong, Japan, Alaska, in the 14 Western states. And I started a show called West Coast AM back in 1979, right into 80. And then I got homesick for Minnesota. I didn't stay very long. I came home, and the guy that took over that show was named Art Bell. Now, you probably haven't heard of him over in England, but Art Bell became the #1 radio personality for about 20 years. Rush Limbaugh, who everybody knows about, would have 6 million listeners at the height of his career when they had Rush rooms in restaurants that you could go and have lunch and listen to Rush together and everything. Art Bell used to have 20 million people listening to him overnight from a little trailer in Pahrump, Nevada. And he took over my show. I had West Coast AM, and he took it over, changed it to Coast AM, and started syndicating it. And so my show became the Art Bell late night talk about aliens, and he took it all the way through to 2000, and then he retired. He's now passed on even. So
now, while you were doing the show down there at the Plaza Hotel,
yeah,
how many times did you go downstairs and get the 99-cent steak and eggs?
Every day. I lived on it.
I
hold
did
the
it
eggs, though, but hold the eggs.
2 years. The 2 years I was in Vegas, I was there every day.
Like every day, and you just got to know, there was a family, all the people, I'm sure with you too, no different than on a cruise ship. I mean, the people that work in those hotels, I had my seat that I sat in, the same gal took care of me. I tipped her the same amount, whether it was good service, bad service, no service, whatever. Everything just kind of flowed. It was really neat. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life to be part of that for a while.
I enjoyed my 2 years in Vegas as well.
Yeah. Then I went back a couple of years later, and I was the news director at KORK, AM and FM. And because of that, I ended up going to Europe, and that was that's a whole show we could do on my experience of flying from Las Vegas to Phoenix to New York, getting taken to the top of the World Trade Center because TWA owned hotel. Part of the World Trade Center was a hotel at that time. And then flew overnight to Paris and time in Paris and in Germany and home. And that's why I'm doing this show with you guys today, is because of my experience on that trip and everything that happened. It was just an unbelievable time.
So by the way, Carol points out that Princess does not charge tax on the drinks package.
Okay.
That's a maximum of 15 drinks per day, up to $12 each. If the drink costs more, you just pay the difference.
So what's Chillie going to do after 2 p.m? Then what's he gonna do?
Mine's about 10 in the morning.
Go to bed.
Jeez, go to bed and start again.
I couldn't imagine drinking 15 drinks in 2 days. I mean, yeah, I guess in 2 days I could.
Yeah, wow. Back in the days when a cruise, my bar bill was $1,000.
Yeah, easy done.
But it isn't 50-cent drinks. I mean, there's $7, $6, $7, $8. So that's
not when my bar bills were $1,000. They weren't that expensive then.
Were they $3?
I agree. I agree with the cruise monkeys. It's very, very easy to hit your 15 drinks a day. I'd be with them on that on every
but
cruise.
You guys you guys are younger. You see, as when ask Chillie, when we get to be our age, we slow down the intake just a little bit because we know we're going to pay for it later.
Do you know what, John? I'm 48 this year. I'm not young. I'm not young.
No matter how old you get, I am 22 years ahead of you, and he's ahead of me. So,
and then, but I bet you when you're on
I got underwear is your age, Martin.
Not only that, he's wearing it it's not just sitting in his drawer. He takes it along on his cruises.
Oh, no. Yeah. Do you know it is? It's you go on a cruise, you just let your hair down. That's what I did. I let it down too much, and that's why I've not got any. But
speaking of hair, did you notice
lovely, Chillie? I forgot. Have you had your hair done?
Yeah.
Or I think you called it "Lad, your ears lowered."
How much? What did it cost you? What did it cost?
First time I've ever done that on a cruise ship.
How much?
Yep. $48 plus a tip.
Oh, cheap, man. On Epic, it's like $70.
I paid $25 at home.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. God,
I was expecting $100. I figured $100 bill.
Yeah.
And it was, delightful guy. He was from Mexico. He's a shop owner in Mexico. He's doing one contract on a cruise. Hopes to take enough money back home that he can expand his shop. It was just he's a neat guy.
Yeah.
So that was fun. That was well worth it.
Look at the time,
Just
Chillie.
before we get to the end, Chillie,
Yep.
we have been asked your itinerary. Are you going to Coco Cay?
Again?
No, was
Not
it,
this trip. This trip goes to Ocean Cay. I've already been
Ocean
to Coco
Cay?
Cay.
Sorry, I meant Ocean Cay. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm a travel agent as well. I don't know where this bloody ship's going.
We have. I'm going there twice. Once on this cruise and once on the next cruise.
Cool. Well, do you know what would be interesting to know? Accessibility.
Yeah.
Please do. Yeah, be good.
That's one of the reasons I was extremely impressed with Coco Cay. There are places that you can't go on Coco Cay, but they have a lot of the beach wheelchairs that can go anywhere. So
Cool.
the rest of the time there was nice pathways. I scootered around that whole place and ate and drank, and I really wasn't that wild about going to Coco Cay. It just wasn't on my list of hell yeah, I need to do that. And except for Katie saying you need to go get that drink.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, for Katie, I'll go to Coco Cay and I'll see what it's like. It was just a wonderful day. It was nice weather. Now I know the accessibility factor there is really good. So yeah, I'll do the same with Ocean just to see what it's like. And they have some interesting projects going on there that I kind of like to stick my nose into and find out more about them too. So.
Well, we'll hear about Ocean Cay, and hopefully that'll be as good. But I'm hearing people saying it's maybe better. So if it gets better, Chillie, even all the better. I can't wait to go. I can't wait to go to both them islands.
All right, looks like we have wasted another hour, guys.
It's not a waste.
I don't mind at all.
It's not
I've
a
talked
waste.
a lot.
No waste.
Highlight.
With me a little bit. And
The
I hope all
highlight
you
of the
guys out
show.
there in the hinterlands have enjoyed this. I am certainly enjoying myself beyond any measure. I am so thrilled to be back on boats. And by the way, and one thing I did not mention today, because now this is the second boat that I've been on, I have felt 100% safe completely on both boats so far. And I have not even thought about, oh my God, that's not good. Completely safe, I feel.
Good.
Emma just joined us. Look at that. The last minute, Emma pulls in. Hello,
Look
Emma.
at there. Right there's Emma. Okay.
Monkeys, Emily, everybody's with us.
The highlight of my week, Chillie, is seeing you back on the ocean waves. And, well, actually, there's two highlights. One was winning the bet with John Bull.
Oh, yeah. That's
happy to pay it. This one I am happy to pay. I'm even going to get, what's his name, Pete, a bottle of $2 Chuck. So, I am happy to pay off my debts for this to happen. Totally pleased. Totally pleased.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap us up for this week. I'll be back next Sunday. Oh, next Sunday's going to be interesting because that's a sail away day.
Oh,
I'll be on the Divina Sunday. Time for the show. I hope to hell I have the signal set up and all that, but yeah, we're going to find out. I'll be on the Divina next Sunday.
If not, we're going to tell Chillie secrets next week. Next week, 1 o'clock Central Time, 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Chillie secrets. Tune in.
And I might have an announcement to make on my page this week. I don't know whether I'm allowed to say anything yet, but I got some very, very good news into my inbox today. But I need to know whether I can talk about it yet.
Well, whenever. Wonderful. We're looking for. So we got. If that's not a cliffhanger, I don't know what is. So
Martin's Holiday Village. Get over there and have a look.
All righty.
All right. Everybody, thanks for being with me. Thanks, guys. We'll see everybody next week on the Cruise Amigos live from wherever the hell I'll be. Later, y'all.